Greetings everyone, Zannrath here. Welcome back to more Everlasting Summer, where last time, well, there's a lot of questions, I think, still left to be answered. Or at least one kind of big question. But we got the harem ending. All the ladies came to visit me in the real world, and it was nice and stuff. We're gonna dance later, though. That's what Semyon said. So let's go ahead and get back in here and do the other route, which hopefully will give us some answers. So, we're going back! Okay. I forced myself to speak. What? Yulia was surprised. Okay, let's go back. Weren't you expecting this answer? She smiled cunningly. Oh man, she got us. No? Why do you think that? Because you always say that everything repeats itself after 7 days, and I can't get out of here. So we'll check it out. Oh, check it out? Shouldn't we check out that city for starters? It's already done. Don't worry about that, man. It's up to you to decide. I looked at her intently. Something seemed to have changed in Yulia, but I couldn't understand what it was exactly. I've already decided, I mumbled. Then we should go. The cat girl made her way across the field in the direction of the forest with confidence. Hey, wait, where are you going? It will take less time. Less time? Are we going to cut through the forest? Because she knows a secret shortcut. The thoughts started spinning in my head furiously, merging into one, which probably wouldn't be a pleasant one. So all this time, I caught up with her in 2 strides and grabbed her tail. Oh, man. They don't like that. Did you know all this time? Wait, what happened? in the forest. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. That I could go straight here without wandering for the whole day. She hissed furiously and bared her teeth. I let go of her tail. No. I mean, I might have known, but you have nothing to do there. In that city? Yes. Why? I don't know. It shouldn't be that way. It's not right. I can't explain. I just know. I turned around and looked at the distant lights. I wonder, could things get any worse? It's not that everything is really bad right now, but what if, it is not that everything is really bad right now. But what if that city doesn't disappear? What happens at the camp? What do Olga Dmitryevna's words mean? Oh yeah, there's a disaster, right? I should hesitate, or should I still hesitate if I had already decided what to do? Alright, let's go. Through the forest. We walked through the forest almost all the way, crossing forest edges and fields just a few times. Yulia seemed extremely satisfied with something. Would you explain what is happening to you? Huh? What is happening to you? Everything is just so unusual. Because, is she turning into a real girl? Oh my gosh. Because it was not like this before, everything repeated itself after 7 days. Yeah, I heard it already. She just smiled in return. I wonder, what happened back at the camp? Look! The camp gates were visible in the distance beyond the trees. Wow, she looked shocked this time. We started to walk faster. Okay. It was clear that something was wrong. Sovionok seemed abandoned. Comrade. Because they left, right? On the bus, or whatever. I could assume that pioneers went to bed, but there were no lights except the street lamps. And why isn't Olga Dmitrievna waiting for us with a biohazard squad? I said on the radio that she said on the radio that something happened. A strange anxiety had overwhelmed me at once. I looked at Genda and there, the city. There's no city. Is that the disaster? Oh my god. Yulia seemed to be surprised too. Surprised for real. So I didn't jump at her with questions. Is it like I approached the city and I finally got close enough where I can enter it, therefore it disappeared or something? Actually no. Yeah, that's when she raided me, right? Having reached the camp leader's cabin, I stopped for a moment in hesitation. Images of possible events flashed before my eyes. However, I quickly pulled myself together. There is just some nonsense. There was nothing to support the idea of the science fiction story turning into a bloody thriller. Yeah, but it happened last time, or previously at some point. Miku, right? Masha. I determinedly, there we go, pulled the door handle and entered the cabin. No one was inside. Well, no point in staying here then. I rushed to the cabin of Olyana and Alyssa. No one was inside. Without dwelling on my thought, I knocked on the door, but only silence responded. I walked around the camp and looked in the window, or the cabin, and looked in the window. That's not creepy at all. It was empty. Well, that doesn't mean anything. They might have gone somewhere. I ran to the canteen. Maybe everyone decided to have a late dinner. For everybody. However, the door was locked, and I didn't take the keys, so I can't get in there. I went back to the square, comrade, and dropped on the bench, exhausted. Enough running, maybe? Yulia, who had followed me in silence, asked without much interest. Well, true. Why did I start panicking? Though, what if something actually had happened? What? What if something actually had happened? Yeah, there you go. Well, I'm hungry. I'll go look for some food or something to eat. I didn't object, and in a moment, Yulia silently disappeared into the night. It's either some stupid prank, which is hard to believe, or everyone really has disappeared somewhere. The event itself isn't any stranger than my arrival here, or that mysterious city which showed up and then vanished, but I'd gotten used to this camp and its inhabitants, and now such a twist. I'd more or less adapted to my new circumstances, and now something happens again. I cursed and covered my face with my hands. I would probably have sat like that for several minutes until tears started to flow, but my eardrums were almost broken by a loud noise. It sounded like a thunderclap. But where did it come from? There wasn't a cloud in the sky. Oh hey, bud. I opened my eyes and saw someone in front of me. I haven't seen you in a long time, actually. You, I uttered, stammering. A thunderstorm rumbled in the clear sky, and the lightning flashes obscured the face of the man standing before me. Why the sad face, Semyon? Who are you? I shouted. Sorry, that was not a shout, but okay. Calm down. You don't have to get so tense. Nervous cells don't regenerate, you know. Well, yeah. Actually, no. Actually, remember there was an article, I think in... Shoot, was it Science? Or maybe Cell? I don't think it was Nature. Maybe it was Nature. And they actually had, some, at least preliminary evidence that, brain cells can actually regenerate after birth, right? Because, well, actually, I didn't take neuro in college, but I don't remember. I know you have a certain amount of brain cells, and then a bunch of them die off, and then you're while you're in utero, and then you're born, and then they supposedly don't regenerate, but there's some very, very at least preliminary, like I said, evidence that they can, in some cases, regenerate after birth. Years down the line, in adulthood. I can't remember the situation and the context, but it's possible at least. I guess it's you can stimulate it, and not just stem cell stuff, because that's kind of more or less established, I would say. My first thought was to run, but my body didn't respond to that idea. The lightning was still flashing brightly, and there was no chance to see the pioneer's face clearly. You could just stand up, maybe walk towards him. I don't know, just brainstorming here. However, I was sure that I had heard that voice before. Who are you? I asked in a quieter tone. It's one of the other me's, right, from the other worlds. Perhaps you have more appropriate questions? Where has everyone disappeared to? They have played their parts and we don't need them anymore. Parts? What parts? Their parts. What about the city? What city? I wasn't sure whether I caught a trace of surprise in his voice, or I was just hearing things. The city, there. I waved my hands in the direction of Genda. Ah, you're talking about... He went silent for a moment. It's your fault. I don't understand. It's because you don't try hard enough. To get out of here or something? The pioneer raised his voice. You just need to think. Just think. How long have you been here? 5 days, 6, or 26? 6, probably. 6? Why 6? Are you sure 6? Let's see. No, I've been here a lot of days, given how many playthroughs I've done, right? Why are you sure? Because you counted the number of dusks and dawns, or because you looked at the date on your mobile phone? I don't know. Pioneer before me lost his temper. I had no clue what he was talking about. 6. Okay, let it be 6, he said calmly. And haven't you been here before? No. Are you sure about that too? Yeah, no, I haven't been. Well, I've been to the square, but I haven't been in the situation. So, yeah. I don't know. And what if I say that you've been here before? Then I'm pretty sure I was drunk when I was playing that game. I had absolutely no idea how to react to his words. Something was happening to me, on the first day here, something inexplicable, terrifying, and maybe dangerous. But I don't remember. Also, if I did remember, I wouldn't be reading this right now, so fair point, right? Why do you have to remember? He fell silent, seemed lost in thought. However, you really don't remember. Well, I'll tell you then. I could hardly hear his words through the sound of thunder. My eyes were getting teary because of the lightning flashes. Yeah, just like, I don't know, man. This is kind of... If you have epilepsy, like, I don't know if this is that bad. It's not, like, quick flashes, but still. But I was afraid to even blink and give this pioneer a chance to disappear. I really hope Yulia comes and, like, just, like, rips into shreds. I wouldn't mind seeing that. He might really tell me how I turned up here, or alternatively, like, if she does that, and like this is actually like a parallel me, and for some reason, like time space continuum stuff, she rips him to shreds, and I just get ripped to shreds too. Then that wouldn't be exciting, but hey. This is not the first time you've been here. I don't know how many laps you've had, but it doesn't matter. But why? I don't remember anything. You should not remember. You should not, he shouted. Sorry. I decided not to interrupt him. Yes, it's not your first time here, he continued in a calmer voice. But this time is special. It will be the last one for you. I couldn't understand what his definition of the word last was. Will I get out of here and return to my normal life? Or does it mean that I'll die here? Well, that's only my opinion. He went silent for a long time. I decided to ask a question at last. How do you know all this? How? Let's say that I'm your brother in misfortune and... An explosion sounded nearby. It seemed like lightning struck a tree just a dozen meters away from me. I instinctively covered my head with hands. Yeah, just hands, not my hands. With hands, and fell beneath the bench. I don't know how long I was lying there, but by the time I had slightly recovered from shock, the thunderclaps had stopped, the guy is gone, and Yulia is like, what are you doing down there? Yep. I opened my eyes. Yulia was standing where the pioneer had been standing before. So, you have met your colleague. She smiled and offered me a hand. Shocked, I didn't know what to do and kept lying down. How long are you planning to stay there? I stood up with difficulty. Who was that? If I had to choose the lesser evil, then I would rather trust Yulia than that mysterious pioneer. Well, how should I put it? I got lost in thought. You know, you're not the only one. To be more precise, you are the only one here, but there are more of the same camp, lots of them, and there are more of the same you, lots of them too. I didn't understand anything. Some of them can appear in the other places, like this pioneer, for example. So you knew all that, but didn't tell me? You didn't ask. She shrugged her shoulders. Should I be afraid of him? I don't think you should, although, should I or should I not? My anxiety grew. I doubt that he can take a physical form. Oh. But you should be careful with him. I had received so much information at once that I would need more than a week to comprehend it all. Though, keeping all that in mind, I understood that this information doesn't explain anything at all. So, there are lots of people like me? Yes. But how do we get here? Or how did we get here? I don't have an exact answer for that question, I just know that it is you who came here. Just one person came here, to be more precise. Yulia now... I wonder if it's supposed to be like a thing where it's like every time you loop, you create a new parallel universe. So it's like, the first time I came here, it was only me. And then, actually that wouldn't make sense. Because the first time I played, I got Semyon's ending, so I ran into that dude. Yeah, see what I was gonna say? I was like, the first time you play, it's just you. Then you get an ending, you repeat it, and then you've created two worlds now, right? You had, like, let's call them save files, for lack of a better terminology, right? Each parallel world is a save file. So you had that first save file, whether you record over it or not, it existed. Therefore, when you start the second time and you go for a different ending, you've had that first. So that was kind of what I was going for. Actually, maybe you can just extrapolate that, just say that before you started this game, there have already been a couple of cycles, therefore you ran into that dude. That's what I was kind of thinking. So at one point, one of those save files, right, those parallel universes, or worlds, whatever you want to, how big of a scale you want to extend to, it's up to you. That Semyon can cross over just because evidently we're the chosen one and, magic stuff. So that's kind of what I was thinking about. But we can't actually manifest physically in a different world or different save file, but we can go and exist in it. Maybe that's kind of what's happening here. Yulia looked nothing like the strange girl with animal ears who was sprinkling sugar on mushrooms. Really? She looks the same to me. She was the exact opposite. There was confidence in her eyes and even some arrogance. I mean, yeah, sure, her personality, but still looks the same. And no sign of her earlier childish infantilism. Who are you then? Me? Yes, I am me. Damn. Honestly, I have no idea. I stared at her with an open mouth. How's that? You have no idea? The only thing I remember is that I was here. I don't remember anything else, like there was nothing else. I must watch you, all of you, and I exist in all the camps simultaneously. Oh, that's kind of weird. After recovering from my shock, I continued. And you don't know who you are? Bingo. She laughed. But that's impossible. Well, I would understand amnesia, but all-powerful beings can't have it. Well, I mean, in Greek mythology, right, you can have, like Vulcan, right? He was deformed. I'm pretty sure he was deformed. That's why he was thrown off Mount Olympus. So, you can have flaws. And who told you that I'm all-powerful? I am all-powerful. Are you not? Actually, I'm capable of nothing. I can't interfere with the natural flow of events. But didn't you know or see? I know a bit of something. I saw a bit of something. And what well, you know. I had no idea how to put the question. Nothing. Usually 7 days pass and one of you leaves the camp. I would even say it disappears. Then a new one comes and everything repeats. The number of camps is constant. Oh, okay, well that threw a wrench in my theory. So, there's a set number of camps. One person comes in all of the camps, disappears, and then a new one comes every 7 days, and then I guess those other ones, they go off and do what that crazy pioneer guy was doing. Like, you don't exist, but you manifest, in another camp or something just to mess with people, I suppose. We spoke about this before. Disappears? Where? I don't know. That can't be possible. You told me so much, and... Oh, but then you also have to work in that thing about... that the girls told me about how I'm the only one linked to reality, so... I don't know. Is this supposed to be like I just have like so many split personalities that each of these camps is like my own split personality? Because they did say that I'm different in each one, right? Semyon, that is. So... Huh. Do you think that I'm hiding something from you? No. I said, exhausted. I guess I shouldn't doubt her words, at least for now. Maybe they don't disappear, they just go for another lap? I can't rule out that possibility, but I don't think they do. And what will happen to me now then? What is happening to me now then? I can't explain this either, but I know for sure that this was meant to happen, and this is sometimes unusual. The course of events is different this time. The pioneer spoke about it too. He might know more than me, but how should I understand all of this? I sighed deeply and covered my head with my hands this time. I think we will find that out very soon. Okay, but finally, who are you then? Yulia pouted her lips. I'm Yulia. You named me, remember? I told you before. So, do you have memory loss then? No. She thought for a moment. I don't have a memory at all, probably. There was no me before this camp. I didn't exist, but I didn't finish the sentence. Taking into account everything that happens here, there was a lot I could only make assumptions about. And that means I should not be surprised by a girl with animal ears. Are you something like an observer here? Probably. I think that word is probably the most appropriate. And what about all the inhabitants disappearing after playing their parts? What are you talking about? The pioneer said that... Parts? Or parts. She moved her ears in a funny way, making me smile. There is something to it, because only you are real here. I mean, you, that pioneer, and all the other ones. How's that? I told you. I don't know. You can assume that I appeared here with a limited amount of knowledge, nothing more. There are things that I'm not sure about, and there are things that I know no more about than you. Fine. On one hand, her words seem logical enough. If you can even talk about logic in such a situation, what do you suggest to do next? To wait and see how things will turn out. Yes, you can't change anything, I mumbled. Anyway, it's dinner time, she said merrily and waved her tail. Is it mushroom time? Didn't you go look for something? I didn't find anything. I had no time. I saw the lightning came back at once. Let's go. She went in the direction of the canteen. She'd better stick with me. It might be that there was no pioneer at all. And if I wasn't the only one who can see him, then there would be less grounds to doubt my sanity, which was not feeling very secure lately. How do we get in? I thought it was locked. Yulia sat down at the table and looked at me. Maybe she has a spare pair of keys as well. So? What? Dinner. Yes, what about it? I yawned. The time was long past midnight. By the way, how did you open the canteen? You've got to have the skills. Yeah. No need to continue with this topic. Maybe it's better to go to sleep? Cook. Now. She said in a dictatorial tone. Me? I don't see anyone else around. Okay. I slowly walked towards the kitchen. Because of all, I thought she said you have to have the skills. Come on. Cooking is a skill. Shouldn't you have the skill? Because of all the talk of food, I suddenly felt hungry. I found a carton of eggs in the fridge and called out to Yulia. Hey, how about scrambled eggs? Well, maybe. I started cooking. Funny the way things turned out. Bizarre and incomprehensible events are happening to me, and yet I am just standing here making dinner. I'm just hoping for the best. It's a typical Russian feature, yes. Nevertheless, I am quite sure that nothing bad will happen. So standing there making dinner and hoping for the best is a Russian thing? And in case of unexpected problems Yulia will protect me. Although she says that she doesn't know much, in a critical moment I can certainly rely on her. There is simply nobody else to count on. Just yesterday, nothing was up to me, but at least I had a slight idea of what was happening. However, now, the only thing left to do is comfortably lean back in a chair, and wait for the installation to be finished. I added grated cheese, mayonnaise, salt and pepper, and poured the well-stirred mass into the pan. I've never had scrambled eggs with mayonnaise. I mean, I can understand cheese, but that's kind of interesting. I found a salami in the fridge and a loaf of bread on the shelf next to it. Soon we were sitting in silence and eating scrambled eggs. Yummy, yummy. It's nothing special. Ordinary bachelor-style dinner. Never tried anything like this. Probably better than mushrooms and nuts? That's enough. Yulia angrily. When we finished dinner, I said, "Tell me something about yourself, though." Or, though, you probably don't have anything, or you probably have nothing to tell. Probably. How long have you been here? I don't know. A long time. But, are you mostly human? Well, very likely. Then how can you be at several places at the same time? It's hard to explain. I don't really understand it myself. Let's assume that here and now in front of you, I am the only one. It's kind of funny because, you know, I'm sure other people across the world are playing this game, and she's there right now, so, yeah, there you go. But, Semyon, even though Semyon is a character, he is not me, the player. So, that's why we're unique. Oh, maybe that's why there's multiple... Yeah! Oh man, that's so meta. That is so meta. I love this game because of that. I don't know, like... Yeah, that is pretty meta. It's because we're unique, and there's different Semyons because we play as Semyon, therefore every player is their own camp. But it's constant, so that doesn't make sense because... Well... Yeah, right, I mean, like... How can videos have, like... millions of views when there's only 100,000 people in the world, or some other random number, right? I could accept such an assumption. In the end, although the fact that Yulia had many faces, in the end, although the fact that Yulia had many faces was just one mystery among many others happening here, it was definitely not the main one. At least that's what I thought. Well, let's assume that. And what do you know about the world? Oh wait, but that doesn't make sense that... Does it make sense that... Because the girl said that they have their own world. Like, they only have one. So I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, then. I mean, I did postulate in the last episode that, like, there's some mod out there or something where you can play as that girl or something. But I don't know how that would... I don't know how that exactly fits into my theory, then. Doesn't matter. I can read and write, if that's what you mean. What do we ask? Okay. She laughed. I wonder if she reads the books. in the library. I'm not, no, not exactly that. Do you know where this camp is located? No. Then maybe you know that I'm not from here, not from this time, not from this reality. Well, I know, but not in any details. And if I ask you what the year is now, I can't answer. I took a deep breath and stared out the window. In general, you can assume that there are some things I know more about than you, and some I know less. So, what should we do? As I told you before, just wait. Oh, I know just the thing we can do to pass time, right, Semyon? Wink! Wait, and what are we gonna do? What do you want to do? Well, I think Semyon knows what he wants to do. I don't know, but forgive me. I don't feel like climbing trees. Oh, okay. Or, okay. Then maybe you will tell me something about yourself? Not now. As you wish. So, what then? I don't know. Maybe just sit and wait. I don't mind. But that's so boring. I don't see any alternatives. I see the alternative. Come on, man. I know you. So, let's go. Come on. She thought for a while. I looked keenly at Yulia. Looks like she really finds everything happening here amusing. Moreover, the current situation doesn't seem strange to her. According to her, there is nothing unusual about it. You know, everything that's happening is not quite normal to me. I don't even understand why I'm not currently hiding somewhere under my bed, trembling at every sound. It turns out you are brave. I said nothing but merely smiled. I've got an idea. I looked at her with interest. No, I forgot it again. Yulia scratched her cat ears. I just remembered. Let's go swimming. That's a great prelude to, you know. Now I stared at her in disbelief. Maybe it's better to go to sleep? Oh, Semyon's trying to jump right to the punch. Oops. Oh, I forgot the scroll wheel can actually, scroll wheel just goes backwards, but it doesn't actually go forward. Oh, come on, she pouted. Indeed, the day had been hot and I was soaked with sweat. It's much easier to fall asleep in this heat when you're clean. Okay, let's go. A few minutes later, we were at the beach. I lazily sprawled on the sand and looked at the river. I immediately felt completely exhausted. You know, I don't actually like swimming. Meaning you don't know how to swim? Yulia sat next to me. Well, it's not that I don't know. Anyway, that doesn't matter. The pioneers, fine, but how could the whole town disappear? I told you before, I don't know. Let's go swimming. I don't want to. I never like to reveal that I'm a lousy swimmer. Oh, come on, stop it. You can splash in the water near the shore. Okay, wait, I'll get my swimming trunks. She's like, no, just take your pants off. Yeah. But Yulia seemed to not hear me and started to undress, of course. What? Are you gonna swim like that? I'm gonna guess she's supposed to be naked, but, you know, steam. Yes, anything wrong with that? I turned away at right time. Aren't you shy? I tried to speak as calmly as possible, but the reason I did not look at her was because my face was burning rather than out of politeness. Shy about who? You? Oh, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about that. She laughed. You know what? I turned around. Yulia was already in the water up to her neck. Come here. I decided that nothing bad would happen if I stayed in my underwear. I undressed and entered the water. Brr, that's cold. Yeah, Semyon, use that as an excuse. Move around and you'll get warm, like me. She started to jump and wave her hands in the water. I still felt awkward. You've gone red. I'm gonna guess, yeah, the scene is different in the non-Steam version. Yulia said excitedly, of course I am. Next to me there is a naked girl, or at least a female humanoid. and that's enough. Hey, sexy. I turned around at the same time I felt Yulia hug me. This is part of your program? Is this also part of your program? I understood that I was saying complete nonsense, but nothing more meaningful was coming to my head. What? Well, it's, you know, she looks a lot different. She looks more like seductive, than how she looks otherwise. Because, yeah, she looked childish, more so, in other frames. I like this wispiness, that was kind of cool. Suddenly I realized that I was being hugged from behind by a naked, omnipotent being. We're still on that she's omnipotent? Okay. Which is able to exist in multiple realities simultaneously. My brain was instantly overloaded by errors about the lack of system resources. Here it is, a blue screen of death. My legs buckled, and I started to go under the water. Yulia held me up. There's no need to drown yourself. She was still hugging me. I felt it even stronger. What are you going to do? Swim, obviously. So that means you're not suggesting anything? Oh man, he wants it. You know he does. I tried to say it with a calm expression, but it did not turn out well. I wonder. I feel like she wouldn't be able to pick up on that though. Like what, for example? Or she's gonna make me say it because, you know, ladies can't suggest. Well, even though you don't remember much, you essentially behave quite reasonably, so you should understand. Dancing on the subject, huh? Well, I don't know, she said shyly. Shyly or slyly? Slyly, ooh. Well now. Suddenly I felt something twisting around my thighs. Oh god. Is she gonna turn out to be like a tentacle monster or something? We're gonna get tentacled in the butt here. I tried to pull myself away, but Yulia held me tight. Also, motion physics in the water are very difficult from on the land. It's just my tail. Oh god. Like, oh god. I mean, I know there are fetishes out there, but I mean, sure, why not, I guess, right? Tail, don't you find it strange that you have it at all? What, you don't like my tail? If you step on my tail, then you're gonna get hurt. Wait a minute. I paused for a moment, trying to phrase the thought I just had. So, you've seen that series too? What series? The one you just quoted. What did she quote? I mean, in general, if you step on someone's tail, like animal or anthropomorphic or cat girl, right? They always freak out when you step on their tail. Even in real life, I'm sure you can step on a cat's tail and they'll freak out. It was like scratch or something. It's just, she suddenly stopped and thought, don't people say that? Some kind of saying? So, you don't know where it's from? No, and who cares? Yulia laughed. Her tail continued to probe my body. Oh god, I'm gonna take it in the butt. Could it be that Yulia still has memories about her time before the camp? Maybe they're hidden somewhere or suppressed. She got that quote somehow. I don't know. What is this quote from? Of course, she heard it from one of the pioneers. But isn't it too early for that show to even exist? The only conclusion is that Yulia seems to be a prisoner in this camp, the same as I, just a more mysterious one. What happened next happened by itself. I'm sure it happened by itself. Even if what I was going to do was dangerous, in the end, I'm a red-blooded man. Yep. Let's go ahead and end there, just because, you know, a little dick tease. Just cuz. Right? So, I mean, yeah, like, did you really expect anything else to happen? Of course it's gonna happen. We're just gonna stop it. We're gonna stop at the foreplay. And just, like, you know, yeah. So, basically, Pioneer dude came back, helped us formulate kind of a new theory, I suppose, and start to realize how meta this game is, which I really like I said before. And now we're gonna screw a cat girl, so we'll do that next time. And until then, thank you for watching. Bye.